Alright, ladies and gentlemen, so after making that Battle Brothers video, there's probably only one thing left to do, and it's probably to showcase one of the one-handed builds that I got going on here. So I started off with Qatal daggers, of course, because every weapon tier list said like, oh my god, they're so amazing, you know, blah, 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 blah. And turns out they're pretty damn good. Depends on what you're fighting exactly. Let's see here. Where did I want to start? Sword Legion. No, we're not doing Sword Legion today. We could start with the Unhold fight. Yeah, let's do Unholds really fast. Let's do the theoretically easier of the two, or the more entertaining of the two, I should say. All right, so I actually need to switch my brothers into having normal shields as much as possible. Basically what happened here was a friend of mine asked me to go test something. He wanted to know about fire pots. He's like, hey, since everyone has fearsome in your army, can you throw fire pots and see if it procs fearsome at all? So I did, but on the way to, like, from here on, I think I was here actually, on the way from here to here, I went up, took a piss, came back, and found that I was fighting 10 Unholds, like white Unholds. So I was like, damn, I want to save this game for future reference, not just for getting some of the white fur, but for this video here. Let's see. Okay, so we're doing switch you, and switch. I think I need every shield practically. Yeah. Okay. Let's get them all. All right, cool. So all my brothers are now wearing kite shields, or not kite, heater shields. My bad. All right, cool. Everyone got one. I don't think you need one. It's not going to do anything. Legendary shield. Actually, it will buff it, won't it? Yeah. Okay, fine. Everyone gets one. Okay. So we're going to start this fight, and I'm going to talk about some of the weird concepts behind the build in general. Press the space bar, many Unholds, here we go. So I think first turn we just wait with everybody, if I recall correctly. This little raised area in the middle here, these two places are going to be a bit of a problem, because I can't stop Unholds from getting on top of here. In fact, I probably should spend a turn backing up just to try to keep this out of the main fighting area. Yeah, let's do that really quick. So I could throw an axe and back up 2, if memory serves. Yes, sir. Let me actually get everyone in position here really fast, and then I'll start talking. Throw. So we're trying to spread out our shots to chip away at the armor, like I said in the previous video. Yeah, we'll end there. Okay, cool. These rocks are kind of bad. We actually want to surround Unholds, but what can you do? I guess I can go all the way over here. Alright. 1, 2, 3, you screwed that up. Yeah, okay. Just moving back, and in turn. 1, 2, yeah, perfect. Throwing, backing. Nice. Hit one. Welcome to Battle Brothers. Home of the Battle Brothers. Alright, cool. This guy waited last turn, didn't he? Guess we're still throwing axes. Jeez. Okay, cool. So, the general idea and one of the weirdnesses of the army here is a 10 white Unhold fight would normally be a very difficult fight for the meta army build, the 12 hedge knights, two-handed axes. You do have 2 mega tanks in your army, which hopefully you could send the mega tanks up along the flank and tie down hopefully up to 3 Unholds apiece, but mathematically you'll probably only tie down like 5 of them, give or take, and then the rest of your army has to deal with like the remaining 5 Unholds. Still a pretty scary fight for a normal army, because these Unholds have almost no armor. They have 600 HP, and they regenerate like 10% of their HP a turn. Not to mention they hit like a truck, often cause injuries, and throw people around all over the place. It's usually advised not to bring ranged brothers to a fight like this. But one of the things, wow, that's kind of a weird organization. One of the things that is somewhat unique about my army, though, is that my ranged brothers have insanely high melee defense. Now, originally the plan was to level their melee defense every single upping that wasn't a 1. So, for example, let's say you have melee defense or melee attack on a brother, and there's no stars involved, right? If you level that stat every single time it rolls higher than a 1, but you don't level it when it rolls a 1, the most stats I think you can get is 22 on average. That's with the gifted perk, which everyone takes, obviously. The highest stats you could possibly get if you were leveling it every single level, if it was 1 or not 1, would be 22. And then if you don't level it every time it rolls a 1, on average, you should end up with 3 less stats than 22. So you should end up with like 19 stats plus 19 melee defense, like plus 19 attack. So the original plan was that find ranged brothers that I like. Even if they don't have stars in melee defense, just level it every time it's not a 1. That way they have like a reasonable amount of melee defense. As I said in the previous video, if one of my brothers in the front line gets in trouble, like he starts taking enough hits that he needs to come off the line, my spear brothers or my ranged brothers are technically nimble tanks at that point. Like, 65 melee defense, nimble, like, wearing nimble armor, absolutely disgusting, right? So if one of my brothers has to come off the line, these guys can step up and fill that spot. They also have quick hands, so you could very easily give them like a spear or something like that, so they could quick hands out a spear. Or you can do what I'm pretty much going to do in this fight, which is, oh, you're in melee with me, I'm just going to walk backwards and keep throwing things at you. That's the other thing you can do. So that's one of the oddities of this army. The other thing, of course, is that we are an army of Qatal daggers, and as stated in the previous video, Qatal daggers are probably the highest, especially dagger mastery, are probably the they're not just probably, they are the highest damaging weapon in the game, DPS weapon in the game to targets that are not wearing armor. We still need to back up. Yeah, because I need to back up. This is not good. Oh, well, whatever. I need to see the armor. Schwink. I'll take a 70. It's fine. So go over here. Yeah, still backing up. I don't like that hill. The hill is very, very bad. All right, cool. I don't know why he's moving faster than me, but sure, whatever. We're actually just going to wait on this bro right here. Back it up. Throw and back. This guy he's stunned, so he's going to be stuck here, and I really don't care in the grand scheme of things. All right, end turn, jump back, end turn, jump back, end turn, jump back, end turn. I have no idea why an Unhold went before me, but I guess I'm just lucky like that. Maybe he's got like minus 25 initiative. No, he had high initiative for whatever reason. Very, very peculiar. This guy is our Giga Chad tank, if memory serves. I'll just throw an axe out here and back it up a little bit. What do we want to do with this guy? I think I'm still going to back up. Yeah. So this guy's just going to be out there in Narnia. Okay. And end turn. I guess the Unholds go before me. Cute. That's nice of him. A bit of morale issue, but nice of him. All these charges they're doing are going to possibly cause some morale issues. Normally, you'd like to move forward and lock down the Unholds because the morale system is very strange in this game, where it's like he who moves into the other person's space, that other person has to take a morale check. So I would rather move into the space of the Unholds and force them to take a morale check than them moving on to me and taking a morale check. But I don't want to fight any fucking where near this high ground. That's just asking for disaster. So we're just, we're just backing it up and having fun with it. So if these guys stay here, they're eventually going to get, what's the term? I'm just going to double throw anyways. If they stay here, they're eventually going to get, I don't know. These brothers in the front row are going to get thrown behind them, and they're going to move forward and try to get on top of our ranged brothers. But that's exactly what I want to happen. I actually want my brothers to be both in front, on the sides, and behind these Unholds, because we have to surround them basically to kill them, right? So if they're throwing me behind them, I'm actually quite happy. This guy's just having a bad day, isn't he? Uh, who's going? Where are you? You're all the fucking way over there. This guy's here. That could be bad. I think I just wait. Okay. Definitely want to strip this armor. Roger that. No, it's fine. Just move forward and start stabbing. Move 1, attack 2. Yeah, but I do not like this. I do not like the fact that these Unholds are getting all these stupid charges on me. So I'm going to shield wall this, bro, and we're going to move twice over here. You can see the chance of the Unhold hitting me was 5%, so I don't mind moving through like that at all. I just want to make it more difficult for these guys to get on the throwing axemen back here. Yeah, that's okay, cool. Morale loss. Once this army has this army has fearsome, right, on everybody. Fearsome with daggers, so there's like, 3 attacks a turn, all doing fearsome procs. Yes, the Unholds have extremely high morale, so they're likely to, pass every single morale check that we possibly put them under. But the fact is, there's going to be, that was a fearsome proc right there. The fact of the matter is, there's going to be so many procs that it's not really going to matter. You're eventually going to knock down their morale. And a general rule with this army is, especially against an Unhold fight like this or a scary enemies like this, is if I get one morale negative on the Unhold, I leave him alone for a while, because his ability to hit my brothers currently is like 13%, 10%, somewhere around, probably closer to 10%. Once they get a morale loss, their ability to hit me will drop to like 7%, and so they're basically out of the fight at that point. So I'm very, very interested in lowering enemy morale as much as possible. So we got this guy, he lowered his morale, got 2 of them down. So we got 2 of them that are effectively, basically between the 2 of these guys, they're down 1 Unhold as far as combat power is concerned. Yep, just throwing some axes. Oh yeah, and we need to, I'm spreading out the damage on the throwing axes because we want to shred this armor as much as possible. My Qatal daggers are doing a whopping 26 damage in attack to enemies that have armor on them. But once they lose the armor, they do like 37.5 average damage, which is insanely better. So that's what we want. So we're looking in these early stages for morale losses, and we're looking for shredding the armor with these guys. And we're kind of trying to sort of surround them. And at the same time, I'm trying to get on top of them without them getting on top of me to prevent, to morale check them as opposed to morale check me. This guy lost his morale, or this guy lost his morale, if I recall, because I moved a brother in front of him, which is great. But now, of course, he's stuck here. He can't move, so we might as well just attack 3 times, right? This guy is going down awfully quickly. This guy is probably definitely going to throw a brother and try to get on top of this guy. So because of that, I can... As a general rule, when you're surrounding Unholds, there's a very specific way to do it. I can show it on this Unhold here. You'll put like 2 brothers right here. You'll leave this square open. You'll leave this square open. So there's 2 brothers right here, open, open. And then you put like 2 more brothers right here. So there's basically 6 hexes around the Unhold. And the Unhold can hit up to 3 hexes at a time. So the best thing to do is surround him in such a manner that they can't attack you 3 times. They're not hitting 3 brothers every time they attack. So if this guy attacks here, he'll hit these hexes right here. So he's only hitting 2 brothers at most. This guy attacks here, he'll hit these hexes right here, so only hit 2 brothers at most. This guy can hit 1 brother at most. This guy can hit 1 brother at most. This guy can, you get the idea. I'm moving here, even though if this guy attacks here, he can hit 3 brothers, because I'm kind of daring him to do it. Because what he's either going to do is throw this guy over here and get on top of my ranged brother, who is a Giga Chad and doesn't give a fuck, right? He's basically a nimble tank. Or he'll double attack and hit 3 brothers right here, but the surrounding damage from this guy coming in, the throwing axes right here, are going to absolutely murk the crap out of these guys. This Unhold is a wild card. No idea what he's going to do. This guy will probably get chucked off into Narnia, and these guys will start running on over here, but, you know, what can you do? So this guy has 2 attacks to put into somebody. My options are to try to ignore this guy and kill this guy as quickly as possible. I think that's what we're going to do. I think that's the battle plan. Uh, our banner has a very specific job in this fight, and his job is to try to keep the morale up of the brothers as much as possible and to stay out of combat. So I think I'm going to move him here, and I'm actually going to blow his horn and hope that this brother gains morale, but he did not. Yes, I could have moved him. He's the weak link of the army. He's the one who, yeah, okay, cool, he went that way. That's what I wanted him to do. This brother's the weak link of the army because he doesn't have a shield. In theory, I should have put a shield into his inventory before I took him into this fight, but in my experience, whatever. It's fine. What else is there to say here? This guy is loose, so one of these guys will have to shield wall and go tie him down. I don't really mind him being loose because of this. This is another weird thing about the whole army design in general. So the original concept behind these throwing brothers that are basically nimble tanks, right? 70 melee defense, nimble. The whole idea behind the brother in the peasant militia army was that I would have a front line of like 9 melee brothers, and then I'd have a back line of 6 spear throwing brothers with a banner, right? Total of 16 brothers, 9 in the front, 7 in the back. But I would have the brothers in the flank, like this guy and this guy currently in this formation, right? I'd have the brothers on flanks. They're throwing axemen, but they would also be effectively nimble tanks. And the idea was that if someone tried to flank around my army like this, the first throwing axeman they're going to run into is going to be like this guy right here, who is just, he's just a Giga Chad as far as, he's literally a throwing axeman nimble tank, right? So I don't really mind if this Unhold gets on top of the backliners because he could easily swap to a spear and, just start stabbing away, or could just back up and keep throwing axes. What happened in this playthrough is that I never actually found normal, good throwing axemen. All of my throwing axemen have like multiple stars in melee defense. So they just all ended up being basically nimble tanks. Like this guy that's about to get an Unhold potentially on top of him has got 65 melee defense. Like, what the fuck? This guy is the lowest at like 58 melee defense. That's still WTF. So I'm just like, damn. So that was the master plan, was to have 2 of these guys be nimble tanks. Their job would be to, guard the flanks and or be fodder for throwing on the line. And the rest of my brothers could be like, more traditional DPS-focused backline. But they just all ended up being Giga Chads. So it works perfectly fine, if not even better, because I can actually take throwing axemen to fights like this. All right, if I recall correctly, we are trying to actually kill this Unhold right here. So I switched to Javs because, as we talked about in the video, Javs will do way better damage against flesh. They do higher base damage, 35 to 50 versus 30 to 50 compared to the heavy throwing axes. But they only do 80% damage to armor, which means they're terrible at doing damage to armor targets. Yes, it has 45% bonus damage armor penetration, which means that your heavy javelins are actually pretty damn good against human targets that are wearing low armor like bandits. Because the low armor won't reduce the 45% bonus penetration damage all that much, but it will yeah, it won't reduce it by all that much. But if you're fighting against anything without armor, or you're fighting against anything that has basically use the throwing axes against our armor, and you use the heavy jabs against things that are unarmored. But there's also that caveat there that if they have like low HP and like medium armor like bandits, the heavy jab is also absolutely amazing because it'll like punch through the armor and actually do a considerable amount of HP damage to the enemy. So we're just going to stand our ground and miss a 95% javelin. Okay, good to go. Good to know. This guy still has armor, so we're just going to throw some axes and try to shred him. Damn. Damn, man. Don't know what to tell you. I don't like that at all. Who is this? This is Falk. We need to look at Falk. Falk. Okay, yeah, he's taking 22. He's suffering 22s because he's not that high armored or defense to begin with. Most of the brothers in the front here have like 63 melee defense. And he is down on morale. He's the one guy I'm trying to get his morale back up. I might have to shield wall him and back him up to tie this guy down, bringing him closer to the banner. As long as these guys are still tied down, I really don't care. Now, what we really want is morale breaks here and to continue to shred armor. So I'm going to spread out some of my damage a little bit just to shred these armors down. Because, again, when I'm hitting anything with armor, I'm doing very, very low damage. I think this was a head hit, so it did a little bit more damage. No, this was a armor hit for, body hit for, is hit for, blah. Whatever. So we don't like it. But, of course, if I stab this guy, let's see here. Who do I want coming off the line? I need to figure out who has more deep melee defense here. Yeah, 35 damage. 31 damage, 41 damage. Okay, everything's looking Gucci. I think we're shredding. Yeah, we're just doing damage. You see his HP went up. Yeah, it was his turn, so his HP suddenly came back again. He did what I thought he would do, which is knock my brothers. Blah 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 blah. All these knocking and throwings actually cause a fair bit of stamina wear and tear on your brothers. I don't know how much, but it appears to be quite a bit. So eventually my army will get throttled DPS-wise somewhat. That's a good question. I think we're still trying to kill this Unhold here. Memory serves. No, just keep throwing. Just stand your ground and throw. Yeah, okay, he's gone. Alright, so I need my, okay, 67 melee defense is pretty Chad. I think it's because he's confident morale. Okay, that makes sense. We're still going to shield wall, and we're just going to back up. That's actually really bad positioning. I should have gone right here. I don't know what I was thinking. So we're going to shield wall. We're going to go right here because it pins down this Unhold, but it leaves it open for the throwing axeman. If I'm not a retard, that's what would happen. We're technically ignoring this guy because... we're ignoring this guy because of his morale. We're going to take... yep, we're going to move right over there. Still 11% chance to hit me. That's pretty terrifying. I guess we're not ignoring this guy quite as much as I thought. Lol, how did I miss those? Holy fuck. 81%. Gross. Okay, so it knocked him back. Cool. So we can fix his morale with the banner. And as a general rule, I want to stay at least 2 hexes away from Unholds at all times. This is almost perfect positioning for him because there's a damn bush in the way. That is awesome, actually. We're going to stay right the hell here. I love that positioning. Normally what I'd have to do is jump in, bitch slap him, and jump out again, like pretend it's like a Lindworm fight. Because if I ever stay like 1 hex away, they will just throw a brother and get on top of him. And this guy is the weak link, especially since I forgot to give him a shield. All right, so this brother is this Unhold is going away. This Unhold is a problem. Let's try to lower his morale. We did not successfully lower his morale. We're going to stab this guy just to get the armor down, and then we're looking for some actual damage here. This guy still has armor. We will try to shred the armor. Oh, okay. But you can see how the Unholds throwing me around and stuff is actually kind of working not to their advantage, because they're actually helping me open up lanes for the Spear Brothers to do their things, or the Throwing Brothers to do their things. It's helping me surround them and all that good stuff. This Unhold might try to throw this guy here and get on top of this guy. I think this guy is, yeah, he's the only 60 melee defense brother. But the truth is, I don't think I give a crap. But that being said, I think I want to move here to open so I can help kill this guy. We're gonna focus down this Unhold on the flank here with the throwing axeman, just because he's like 60%, so whatever. We'll baby him a little bit. Does this guy stay or does he move? This guy stays. All right, cool. So a lot of the damage I'm spreading out on these Unholds is going to be wasted because they do regenerate 25%. I mean, my bad, 10% a turn. But again, what we're really looking for is those morale checks, and of course, kill anything that we can kill. So we're just going to try to grind this guy down as quickly as possible. One of the major advantages, of course, is that we're a bunch of Qatal daggers, so we're just going to do an absolute truck ton of damage in this fight. Yeah, so I'm going to go here, and I'm going to, like, get punched on... Like, that guy had a 20% chance to hit me. That's pretty terrifying. Huh, weird. Whatever. Time to die. That's a good question. If I kill this guy, I can actually... right, I moved, so I can't do it anymore. So my best course of action is to actually double move. Roger that. But I want to try to kill this guy to get the Frenzy perk activated, but it doesn't look like it's going to happen. Alright, let's throw some axes. Where are we going? 2 and 1 is bad, 1 and 2 is good, 1 and 2 is good. We'll go here, and we'll stab twice, because we got the throwing axes that can all target this guy. So this guy I'm looking to kill, this guy I'm looking to kill. These guys are kind of just doing their own thing. Basically, they're shredding armor, looking to lower morale, stuff like that. If I go here, I can't throw any axes, which is bad. This guy, his turn is done. So I think, yeah, I want to go here. So we're going to suffer that attack and say, screw it. So I'm looking to kill this Unhold, and I'm looking to focus this Unhold down. This guy's already technically dead once this guy gets to go. But other than that, we're just shredding armor and looking for morale damage. But you can see just how much damage one Qatal Dagger brother is able to do to these Unholds. They'll do like 120-ish damage to the Unhold a turn, and then the Unhold will be regenerating like 60 a turn. So it's possible for one brother to do a rather terrifying amount of damage. Haha. Cool. Got a bunch of confident morales. We like this. There's a really good chance this Unhold knocks this guy back and tries to get on this ranged brother. I don't really like that idea. Our goal is to focus down this guy, so we're actually just going to move. This brother can just totally stay right here and just pick away at this Unhold. Cool. Alright, so because we shredded all the armor in this area, and I do have 2 brothers on one somewhat damaged Unhold, these 2 guys are actually just going to target this guy down and like hit him in the head a bunch of times. Cute. We ignore the low morale, and we attack this guy to try to lower morale. What else are we doing here? Okay, cool. Time to focus this guy dead. No armor left on that guy worth noting, so let's switch to some Javies and fuck off. I like missing 95s. Stab, stab. Oh, head hits, of course. Alright, cool, whatever. Head hits do 25% bonus HP damage, but, I mean, not the biggest fan. We're just going to keep focusing this guy. He already regenerated this turn. Focus away on this guy. Stab, stab, stab. Yeah, so this Unhold's attacking this hex, hitting these 3 hexes, swinging at these 2 brothers. They have a pretty good chance of hitting me, I think. Yeah, it's like 16s. I wish it was lower, but it's not, so it's like whatever. If you ever get the opportunity between like 2 hexes to move towards an Unhold, try to get around them because it opens up the jab throwers. That was the mistake I made down here, right? I went here and I was like, oh crap, I actually should be going here. Try to get to their back. Definitely a mistake on my part. Alright, cool. Time to die. Stab, stab, stab. Stab, stab, stab. I should be throttled in DPS here pretty soon. The Jav guy will throw him off. The question is, well, yeah, the Jav guy will go before. Alright, cool. All armor has been shredded in the vicinity, so we are going Javs until the end of time. This guy should finish him off. Okay, cool. He has the one who had Killing Frenzy last turn, so he killed both Unholds at this point. Pretty gross. Next one to be focused down will be this guy. That's why I very intelligently kept this area open so that the Javs can start focusing on this guy. But again, this is a fight that you normally wouldn't take Javs to. The other weird thing about this fight that I've noticed is you'll notice I have no Mega Tank, so I'm not using Indomitable whatsoever. What the Unholds tend to do, for whatever reason, is they will throw your brothers around for like the first 2 turns, and then they won't throw anybody around for like 5 turns, and then they start throwing them around again. I could be crazy with how that looks, but I've also learned the hard way to position my ranged brothers basically more than 1 tile away. So this Unhold would have to like knock these 2 brothers away and then move twice to get on top of the ranged brothers out here. Same thing with getting on top of this guy. Same thing over here with getting on top of these guys. If my battle brothers, my range bros, my pikemen are right behind the frontline brothers, that like it super encourages the AI to knock the brothers or throw the brothers away and then try to get on top of them. Which is why we keep the hexes like right here nice and open so that I can throw at the unhold, so I can easily target this unhold. Oh, nobody's pinning this unhold. We got to do that really fast. Again, who's going to go do that? I think it's going to be you. I think you're shield walling and you're going to move. Yeah, you'll have enough. Axe in 5 turns, axe in 13 turns. I'm going to wait this brother. And the reason why I'm going to wait this brother is this guy's going next. And if this guy like knocks this guy away and starts charging over here, I want to have this brother come down and intercept. So we're going to wait that guy. See what this guy does. Yep. Okay. Knocked him and followed. That's acceptable. So this guy will probably shield wall and then maneuver right here, pin these 2 guys in place. Again, want to get behind the unholds where possible, pin them down, and just let the jabs do their damn job. The same story is going on up here. I don't think we're not going to be able to get behind these unholds with these brothers. These jabs are going to be a little busy killing this guy. So I think these 4 bros right here are going to surround this guy and just beat his ass to death. And I think I want this brother actually coming right here, even though it'll let this guy attack me 3 times. Or hit 3 brothers. Between the 3 brothers and all the jabs, he should die super, super quickly. I'm going to wait him anyways, because I don't want him to attack 3 times right now. Alright, well, that works. Still going to... I know, I'm going to stab this guy. This guy is on the list for being terminated right now. You're terminated. Boop. And wait. End turn. Cool. Schwink. Schwink. Alright, jabbing away. Stab, stab, stab. In theory, I should have waited him and let him get his turns done, so I guess it doesn't matter. Alright, the master plan is to surround this unhold here. We are going to put this guy here. This guy is the hardest, the most heavily defended brother in my entire army at 78. He's actually, like, you know, he's the tank. The only real tank I have in the army. He doesn't have Indomitable or anything, but whatever. And he's confident. So if anyone's going to get hit 3 times, it definitely should be him in the line. But moving twice and attacking once is really bad, but whatever. What can you do? We're just setting it up for next turn. How are we doing on our melee defense? 70 melee defense? That's fine. Lower morale, so we're attacking this guy. We're just looking for a morale loss. I don't care that this guy is recovering HP. We just want that damn morale loss. Okay, cool. Do. Alrighty then. I'm actually going to wait this brother because he only has a 95% chance to hit. Then I'm going to bring this bro right here. Stab once. Can move 3 and stab once with daggers, which is awesome. We are still using... I think we're using normal jabs. 30 to 50 and then 30 to 45. Oh, I guess we're using throwing axes then. Alright, whatever. Schwink. Schwink. Move 2, attack once. Move 3, attack once. Move 1, attack twice. Yeah, no, we're putting him here. Alright, this should be over quickly though. Moving back, attacking twice. Moving back, attacking twice. Better not be hit. He's shield walling. Alright, time to kill this unhold. So we're going to kill this one, and this one next. Just a lot of death coming in on these unholds right now. Moving, attacking, moving back. Still got some heavy jabs. Awesome. Schwink and schwink. What else do we need to do here? Nope, we're just daggering this guy down. Just go away. Thank you. 2, 3. And 1 and a 2. Alright, cool. Dunzo. If you're going to move anywhere, get behind them. That is the rule. Sweetness. Throw some more jabs. I actually want to move forward. I want to move... Do I get a hex? 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I'm just going to move forward. Yeah, I'm going to go there. Because I'm setting up to kill this guy and this guy. After I kill this guy, I just want to be a little bit more forward. These brothers are going to be stamina throttled here pretty soon. My whole army is going to get stamina throttled here pretty soon. You can kind of see that with how much stamina is left. But we successfully killed a bunch of Unholds. Rule of thumb. Get behind them. Alright. Got to get behind them. Yeah, okay, yeah. See, there's... That guy just got stamina throttled. There's nothing really worth attacking here. I'll attack this guy. Just for the hell of it. But, nothing really worth attacking in this area. This guy is going to go down right here, which is awesome. And I just end turn, because I can't get behind the Unholds. Want to get behind the Unholds. How many are left? 5 of these guys? Okay. This guy's morale is to shit. That's awesome. Alright, let's, I'm going to double move here. Triple move? Sure, why not? The reason why I'm doing that is I just want to get as many brothers surrounding these guys as possible so we can murk the crap out of him. I got to get this brother loose, otherwise these jabs aren't going to have anything to do. I could bring them down here. This is a nice wide open area and help focus these guys down. But I'd rather just like shield wall and get this brother out of here, or just move him out of there, or kill these guys or something so these jabs can come help fight with this. Move 3, attack once. Sure thing. How do I get behind you guys? Oh man. I think I just come up here and we prepare to, yeah, okay, broke his morale. Awesome. That was the other possibility that could happen. So now what I want to do with these jabs is, now this is the guy who needs to move. Yeah. When do you, okay, 4 turns? All right, that's fine. Maybe I can sneak one into there. Doesn't look like it. Definitely going to wait on that one. Alright, throwing jabs. Roger that. Are you oh, you're out of jabs. I was like, are you stamina throttled? What's going on here? Schwink. He has enough stam to shield wall and move. So we are going to... Wait a minute. When does this guy get to go? 10 turns? Yeah, no. We're going to shield wall. We're going to move right here. In fact, I think I'll double move. I mean, he doesn't give a shit. He's got like a 5% chance to be hit. 0 fucks given on that one. Alright, cool. Start jabbing. Stab, stab, stab. Yeah, I know it's broken, but I don't care. Move 3, attack once. That's a good question. I'm actually going to move this brother over here. And he's going to be in reserve in case one of these Unholds gets loose. He's the Giga Tank, if you recall correctly. So we are currently targeting this guy down, correct? Yeah, we're kind of splitting our damage between these guys. But this guy has almost no damage on him right now, so I'm more interested in focusing this guy down. Technically, this jab can hit this guy can hit this guy, this guy can hit this guy, this guy can hit this guy. Lots and lots of hit this guy, which is awesome. This guy is retreating, so we're actually going to target this guy down. We want morale checks. We want morale losses, is what it is. Okay, so he threw him and backed up. Knocked him back. That's cute. Trying to screw things up, I see. Yep, stamina throttled. Long fight. Turn 8. Yep. All right. Actually, I think I'm gonna. I don't want to risk it. This guy is loose. Yeah. Honestly, I should just go here to try to get the morale boost, and we're going to end the turn. Anybody need a horn blast for whatever reason? Doesn't look like it. Alright, end turn. I think we just kill this guy. Yep. I think we just terminate. Pretty boring. Okay, back at it again. Gonna focus on this guy. The jabs are focusing this guy, but the melee will focus this guy. What is it? A fresh turn? What the hell, bro? All right, I guess so. Schwink, schwink. Nobody is technically loose. They have a target to attack. I'll just come down here. Not that big of a deal. End turn. All right. What the fuck? He's like, what? Bank. Thanks. Thanks, bruh. Oh, cool. Morale loss. Not a lot of lost morale this fight, to be perfectly honest with you. That's not normal. Normally I get a lot more lowering morales by this point. So, We're just going to target this guy. Still targeting this guy. The thing about morale checks is the Unholds have really high morale, right? But their morale takes a negative the lower and lower their HP goes. I think it's percentile, like what percentage of your HP is remaining, and then they take bonus morale issues. So I'm just, but some of these guys will literally just go to their death without actually breaking, which sucks. I think we're gonna target this guy, you know, because this guy is getting this guy is getting jabbed and possibly attacked by 2. There's gonna be a third bro in here next turn. I think I'll probably put him right here, but whatever. The throttling continues. Step forward, smack him, step back. Stab, stab, stab. Stab, stab, stab. It's almost gone. Stab, stab, stab. Okay, lowered his morale, that's good. If I recall, now if I put him here, then I can't double jab this guy. If I put him here, I can't throw a jab there. I guess you're just on defense duty until I figure out what the hell to do with you. Alright, whatever. Schwink, and... yeah, okay, no more stam. Got it. Probably should have moved him forward then. Oh well, whatever. Finish him off. These guys are just getting surrounded and absolutely murked, so is what it is. Stab, stab, stab. One throwing axe left. It's going to be stamina throttled here soon anyways, so it doesn't really matter. Move forward 1. Okay, cool. End the turn. This guy is throwing jabs over here. Finally, his morale goes down. This guy's going to go... yeah, I was going to say, he should be breaking any moment now. This guy's about to get clipped, which is great. Okay, stamina throttled. Roger that. Only 3 guys to go. Well, technically 2. 2.5. I mean, 1.5. Because this guy has low morale. Yeah. No? It's the end of the turn. Yeah, I couldn't find anything for him to do. I think I'm... My jab bros are pretty throttled on the stamina right now, so... I guess I'll just ignore their DPS and surround these guys and finish them off. Not the worst idea in the world. 1, 2. Step forward, smash him, back up. Move 2, attack 1 is bad. Move 3, attack 1 is good. Alright, cool. We're just going to surround them and do our thing. Fight is effectively over. 1, 2, 3. This guy never had a morale loss, did he? Don't think so. If I move the jab over there, he will start throwing people around and start making his way to the jab, which could be a good thing, could be a bad thing. This guy also, his stamina is so low that I'm just gonna let him. I'm just gonna, yeah, let him wait. It's over. This guy's also super low stammed, So we're just going to end his turn. Yeah, if I put him here, it's fine, but he's actually technically kind of low stamina. So we're just going to move him up here and end the turn. This guy's also pretty damn low stamina. Don't really want him in there either. I think I'm just going to end turn with him. Yeah. Super low stam, ending turn. He's still in the fight, so might as well, yeah, 2 attacks, stamina throttled. This guy's also stamina throttled, but can technically throw a jab, so we're going to do that. This guy, oh, that's actually another really good reason for not moving him in there. I can still throw jabs. Now this is the other thing you can do, is that you can double up on the line. So we're 2 hexes away from him, so he's not going to want to come over. The hex is free, and so we can just, these 2 javelins will be able to start chucking into him, which is awesome. So I'm actually going to keep this hex free and clear. End his turn. He's pretty damn stamina throttled. Yeah, he'll attack here. Well, okay, whatever. He is fresh as F. Yeah, it's a lot of free stamina on this guy. All right, get in there, start attacking. Oh yeah, free stamina. Cool. Some of these guys are pretty healthy when it comes to the stamina. Move him up. I don't think he's going to survive the turn, so we'll double move and smack him. We'll double move and throw a jab. We're going to wait on this brother. No, we're going to move here. We're going to stab twice. And yeah, no, he's just going to chill. Okay, and turn on him. And it's over. All right, cool. Hopefully we got some better loot. Only 3 white furs is really bad. I might redo this fight a couple times just to see if I can get better than three damn white furs. 3 white furs is actually pretty bad because there's like a 25% chance to, is it 25? I think it's like 50% chance to drop per unhold or something like that. But I'd prefer to get more white furs than that in that particular fight. But yeah, so I'm in the video here and Deus Volt. The things I wanted to talk about were, I guess I'm not leveling them up, so I don't really care. The things I wanted to talk about were the oddities of this army. So nobody in the entire army has the Indomitable perk. Everyone has Fearsome because we're using 3 attacks with daggers. What else is there to say about this? The only real odd thing going on with this army is the fact that the jab throwers are also technically nimble tanks, right? And originally, like I said, what was supposed to happen is there would be like a ton of jab throwers. Let's see here. Boom, boom. I'll switch this guy to this guy. Take off the helm. It looks a little bit more appropriate for what a jab thrower should look like. But it's supposed to look like this, where I have like a front line of like 9 bros, not a single mega tank to my name. I eventually want to get like 1 or 2 mega tanks in this army. The problem was every time I found a really good high defense brother, he also had like amazing attack stats, so it just never happened. But I'm still trying to find an actual dedicated mega tank for this army. And then that bro, of course, will get Indomitable. But he's going to be used only under special circumstances. Like that Unhold fight right there would be one of the circumstances where I would actually prefer to have a couple mega tanks to throw out there, unironically. But the general idea behind the build, the typical combat formation was, I have this front line of like 9 shield swordsmen, battle brothers. So they'd be using noble swords or Qatal daggers. In this case, we're doing Qatal dagger. And then I'd have a back line of 6 spear throwers and a banner with the peasant militia. But the brothers on the far flanks, and you can kind of see it right here, would be a different build than like these 4 spear throwers right here. I was going to have these 4 spear throwers be your more typical, maybe not duelists, because I still would want them to have a shield. But more like give them things like Headhunter, give them things like Berserk, and just make them a bit more DPS focused. This guy's actually a proper one, but it's very rare that a brother needs to come off the line. But when a brother does need to come off the line, I really like the fact that I can just pull him off the line and I can just put in this, what is essentially a nimble tank brother. And because they have quick hands, I could very easily give them a... Come on, we got them somewhere. I could very easily give them... Where the hell are they? I don't have any in this army? Oh, man. All right, whatever. I'm just going to redo that fight later. So instead, I want to load this save. Yeah, this one right here. Could have sworn I had some spears in my army. That's really sad. Weaponsmith. Get me a spear. Okay, cool. Alright, so the whole idea behind it was if a brother needed to come off the line, I could easily have my jab throw brothers be carrying a spear. Since they have extra bags and belts, the normal minus 5 fatigue for having this spear in your bag just does not exist anymore. You can see his 70 stamina doesn't go down whether he has this in the bag or not. But he could easily step up to the front line and then quick hands into a spear. Which lowers his stamina by 4 because these axes are pretty damn heavy, but it's not that big of a deal. At that point, his melee attack is absolutely atrocious, right? It'll be like 67 melee attack versus, let me think, most enemies in the game have like 10 melee defense. So he'll have like a 57% chance to stab something with the spear, but he's still... Yeah, that's really bad. Don't get me wrong. That's absolutely bad. On top of that, he doesn't have any mastery, so he's going to get stamina throttled really quickly. But his two options are to come up here into the front line and just shield wall and just hold the line, or to come up here to the front line and put on a spear and actually start stabbing things, right? And that rarely happens with this army, but when it does happen, it's awesome. The more common what happens is what you saw in this fight in like the very beginning, which is like some orcs will come crashing through the line and they'll get on top of this brother here, and you literally just back him up and keep throwing axes. And the exact same formula kind of plays out with the orcs, where it's like you kind of want to get behind the orcs. And once your brothers have gotten behind the orcs, mostly because the orcs have happily thrown your brothers behind them, the next thing you know, you can start ganging up on them with your throwing axe brothers hitting from the front and your dagger bros hitting them from behind. But it just puts them in a really bad tactical situation when they punch through your line and then they get to your back line, and then your back line just backs up and keeps throwing javelins. Because at that point, there's like a big scary orc war boss here, and these two javelins just kind of back up, and this guy is getting attacked on both sides by these guys, and there'll be like a double line of throwing axes, like throwing axes into him, shredding his armor. They get murdered pretty damn quickly at that point, which is great. What else is there to say? That's about it. This army is absolutely dependent upon throwing the axes, shredding the enemy armor with the throwing axes, and then letting the Qatal daggers do their damn job. I'm going to build a noble sword version of this army where rather than Qatal daggers, I have a bunch of noble swords. It'll play slightly differently, I think, because I'll be less reliant on the javelins to shred the armor. I don't think I'm going to go fearsome on the army, because rather than attacking 3 times with the daggers, I'll only have 2 attacks at most with the noble swords. So instead, I'll probably be taking Killing Frenzy on all the noble swords, or I'll just be taking, what else would be awesome to take? Yeah, straight up. I'll probably be taking Dodge. Yeah, rather than fearsome, I'll probably have Dodge and Steel Brow on the army. Because these guys still do get, despite their incredibly high melee defense, they still get hit about 12-ish% of the time by most enemy attackers. They have like a 12% chance to hit them. If I put Dodge on them and I'm using Noble Swords, the downside to Noble Swords, let me drink some water here. Yeah. The downside to Noble Swords, especially when they get Legendary, is that they are so incredibly stamina efficient, they're technically too stamina efficient. So you're wasting a lot of stats, theoretically, right? If you get a legendary noble sword with like, let's say it has like 90% damage to armor, which is like our minimum amount of damage to armor we want to see. But it's also reducing, like, you know, stamina costs by like 2 or something like that. At that point, you're looking at a brother who's just, they're always going to have max stamina whether they like it or not. And that's theoretically one of the huge negatives to the Noble Sword build. But I think what's going to happen is if I pair it with dodge, is that since they're always going to have max stamina, they're always going to have pretty much max initiative. I could be wrong about that. Let me take off some armor and see if my initiative goes up. Okay, so that's interesting. So it's percentage based with. Yeah, I'll have to look into initiative mechanics. Let's see here. 15% of the character's current initiative as a bonus to melee and ranged, right? But that's also affected by basically what your stamina is. So if I put this on, yeah, stamina goes down significantly. But with a Noble Sword, what'll happen with a brother like this is he'll have even a little bit less stamina, won't he? Yeah. Let's go find this guy. This guy's stamina initiative is so bad. Oh, because he's got paranoid. Alright, cool. I was like, Jesus, bro, relax. Looking for a bro that's actually kind of decent for what we're talking about here, but I guess I should just pick an average Joe. Okay, cool. Like this guy right here. 43% stamina, really bad. Oh, he's a meat guy. That's terrible. Let's find a militiaman, because a militiaman would actually have more stamina. Puppy dog, what do you want? I'm trying to showcase something here. Because I could be wrong about this. This guy's got by far the highest stamina while in heavy armor. So he's not a guy I want to look into. Let's get a lower stat. Okay, militiaman. This guy's kind of gross, right? He's got iron lungs. He's got sure-footed, and he's kind of a Chad. He's kept around because of these 2 perks and this high attack, but his melee defense is barely serviceable. So if I give this guy a sword, he'll have about 40 initiative, which is pretty damn bad. But let's just assume 40 initiative. There's the other one, which is relentless. Relentless and dodge go well together. Don't slow down at all times. Your initiative is reduced by only 50% of your accumulated fatigue instead of all of it. Additioning using, okay, that's not going to be helpful. Really, it's just going to be brawny. Oh, that's why, because he's wearing, no, this is even heavier armor. It's minus 41. Here, put this on. If I put this on, then you become a god, right? That's 300 armor at minus 25 fatigue. Okay, I'll put on some normal armor. Fuck you. Stop screwing around. Normal armor. Oh, wait a minute. This is the wrong bro. Noble Sword bro. I want just some normal armor. Thank you. Okay, cool. 40 initiative. I could be wrong about this, so I'm just going to do it while I'm still recording, because I'm that kind of guy. 45? 40 times 0.15. So I'm still gaining 6 melee defense. If I have 40 initiative, I'm correct about this, right? Let me read the perks. My dog is now on my lap. It's like, Joe, pay attention to me. Yeah. Gain 50% of your character's current initiative as bonus to melee and range defense. And if I have 40 initiative, that's going to give me a whopping +6 melee defense. And theoretically, the problem with Noble Swords is that they're too stamina efficient, right? So if you're using a Noble Sword and you have Sword Mastery, especially if it's a legendary Noble Sword with like the stamina reduction, you're never going to lower on fatigue ever, which is technically a negative, right? That's bad. We would rather just do more damage than be that level of stamina neutral. But as you'll know from like the zero stam meta build, this scenario actually does play extremely well with dodge. Actually, I think if I give him a heater shield, yeah, 42, cool. It'll play extremely well with dodge because your stamina is it is what it says right here, right? Like it's going to be 42, which means it's going to get +6 melee defense, and +6 melee defense is going to cause my enemy to go from having like a 12% chance to hit me to having like a 9% chance to hit me, which is probably way more of a buff for this army than just about any other perk that I can take, including Fearsome. Although I really like Fearsome, I think Fearsome is really only good with the Qatal Dagger build, and only then if you know what the hell you're doing. I'm also not terribly convinced about Steel Brow, as I said before. Steel Brow is amazing if there's like a 15% chance or better for me to be hit. Somebody would have to do the math on a Steel Brow, but at some point your melee defense is going to be so high with these shield bros that Steel Brow just really isn't worth it anymore, and you might as well just take the extra 50% penetration damage to the bro when you get hit in the head, because you're just so unlikely to be hit, and even when you do get hit, you're not very likely to be hit in the head. So it's just like whatever, and I might as well take a different perk. So I think I'm not going to take Fearsome. I think instead I'm going to take Dodge. And then the question becomes, if I don't take Steel Brow, what the hell do I do with the Sword Bros? I can't take Backstabber anymore because the Sword Bros all have plus 10% chance to hit. You can see that all these brothers are like low 90% chances to hit. And the breakpoint for your attack for like getting like an against most enemies is like 105. So the sheer act of putting on this sword is going to swords are going to get me so close to 105 attack rating that it's just there's no point in taking Backstabber at that point. So yeah, I could take Dodge and Steel Brow. That's perfectly fine. I might take extra bags just for the hell of it. Like, unironically, I might take extra bags because it makes all my brothers more tactically flexible. Why is that? Well, because they can be carrying things like three-headed flails in their bags. They can carry extra shields in their bags. That's the big one. Without any stamina penalty to them whatsoever. And since the brother is like never going to be low on stamina, like ever, he's always going to be max stamina no matter what the situation is. Especially with those legendary noble swords. It's theoretically it's an interesting concept to have extra weapons in extra bags that I can swap to pretty damn easily and then just double attack with for like 3 turns in a row, or use a bunch of special attacks because I have a bunch of stamina to work with. But the extra shields would definitely be nice. It would let me take heater shields into places where they're going to get hacked away anyways. What else could I possibly take? Like, I really don't know. Relentless is stupid. I don't know. Maybe it gives me some first strike capabilities or some tactical flexibility. I don't know. Quick Hands is kind of meh. Quick Hands is only good if you don't have extra bags and belts. It just doesn't work with sword and board anywhere near as well as two-hander Quick Hands. 9 lives is stupid. Thank you very much. Fast adaptation, not the worst idea in the world, but I'm not going to be missing all that much, so who cares? Crippling strikes, no idea if that's any good. Executioner, also no idea if that's any good. Man, there just really isn't all that much to put into for an extra point. Reach advantage is dumb. Overwhelm might be useful since I'm not lowering in stamina. Nope, just can't think of anything. Alright, now I'm thinking like a crazy person. Now, obviously, you guys might be screaming at me at some point that Killing Frenzy is the way to go. You might as well just do some extra damage. I'm not super sold on Killing Frenzy with this army, especially since the back rank of the throwing axes are the ones who have Killing Frenzy. So I'm not super sold on taking Killing Frenzy for the front rank, believe it or not, even though in theory it could be extremely useful. Because by the time Killing Frenzy is activating and by the time I get it's actually doing anything, the fight is basically over at that point. Like, it's like GG's already, so what the hell do I care about Killing Frenzy? I just don't think Killing Frenzy is all that good of a perk, but I might be insane. I might literally be cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. Yeah, I think the options. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I have to think about it. Maybe I still take Fearsome. I have no idea. Anyways, I'm going to video here, and Deus Volt boys. Yeah, Unhold fight. I still got to go do that Barbarian King fight, which I think I'm going to make that video right when I'm done with this one. Anyways, going to end this one here, and Deus Volt.